Alrighty, we already touched on the NFL-related questions for the week, so let's get to all the other questions. This should be something, I'm sure it always is. Vincent Los Panuso kicks us off by asking, what do you think of Jason Worth's, in my opinion, idiotic comments on analytics ruining baseball for him and the game? Well, that might be your opinion. I guess opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one and they all smell like shit. But your opinion also sucks, Vinny. Because the truth is the analytic influence on baseball has significantly impacted the style of play. And I know for a young buck fuck like yourself, you sit there and look at it and be like, oh, there's these guys talking about things were better in the 80s and 90s and da-da-da-da-da. Well, the truth is the style of play of baseball specifically was better in the 80s and especially the 90s. Baseball games are really, really boring now. They are really, really drab and really, really hard to sit through. You got a bunch of strikeouts, a bunch of homers, a bunch of walks, and not much else happening, and that's the truth. And a lot of that has to deal with the analytic influence on the game, talking about the 3-run homer and talking about on-base percentage being everything and guys not hitting the damn contact anymore. I don't want to watch games where a team has 17 to 18 damn strikeouts, and it happens a lot. Tired of you seeing that crap. Put the ball in play. Let's see some action. Let's see some damn excitement. The home run is great, but when that's pretty much all you have, it's not so great anymore. So while maybe it's a little bit of sour grapes from Jason Worth about his plight and his situation, even though he ripped off the game of baseball for a shit ton of money, he's not as off base as you might want to pretend him to be. And then Vincent's next question, if you are so in favor of teachers, why do you despise unions so much? Spoken like somebody who's the son of a couple of teachers. Let me ask you this. If those unions were so great, why the fuck do teachers continually seem to be so underpaid, underfunded, and over-fucking-whelmed? Ask yourself that question. It's the only question that needs to be asked. Unions end up being just a form of a corporation just like anybody else, where they're all there to screw the employees. You think it's anything other than that, you're a fool. Fool! The hell have these unions done for these teachers? Tell me, what's so great about these unions that are supposed to sit there and represent the teachers that you have teachers make the pittance of salaries that they freaking do? Think about that, you know your answer. Bad question. And your thoughts on Alex Jones being banned from social media. You know, I still look at something like this, and I'm like, just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean that you should totally shut them out. Because when you do that, you lose and they win, and that's the truth of the matter. Now you've taken a crazy conspiracy quack like him with this QVC for conspiracy bullshit operation, and now you've basically validated everything that he's been about. Now he can talk about deep state conspiracies. He can talk about the liberals wanting to sit there and silence him. He could talk about this. And he's right! You just played right into his hands. Alex Jones will make more money out of this than he ever could have imagined, spewing his diary on social media and the internet. He'll make more money than ever because the QVC conspiracy crew is going to rally behind him, and believe me, he will do a masterful job as the con person that he's always has been and always will be. This is a great moment for Alex Jones. And a bad moment for free speech. Geo Knows asks, now that Trump's doing so well for the American economy, should I buy a house in Detroit now and flip it later when all the automotive jobs come back? Geo, you Canadian fucking moron. You're going to ask that question to somebody like me who has to work like 70 damn hours a freaking week just to be able to keep his head a little bit above damn water. Are you serious? When the hell do you think the automotive jobs are going to come back, you naive moron? Doesn't have anything to do with Trump, Obama, or any goddamn body else. Bush, Clinton. It's all about outsourcing. Why the hell would I pay somebody all this money per hour plus all the benefits Why you outsource that crap to another country for a fifth or a tenth of the damn cost? And you think magically that giving people tax cuts, corporations tax cuts, are going to bring this back? You're a fool! An absolute MAGA fool! And the whole thing talking about Trump's doing so well for the American economy. What do you base economic success off of? Just because employment is really high in theory, unemployment in theory is really low, that doesn't allude to a whole bunch of a variety of factors. That also doesn't deal with things such as pricing, cost of living. I mean, to sit there and paint such a broad brush because you have such a hard-on for the pumpkin fuck in the White House now by sitting there and saying he's doing so well for the American economy. What the fuck is he doing? And newsflash, the economic cycles of this country run for years. You cannot just sit there and praise Trump for it and then totally bash Obama because Obama would have been a part of it too. The fuck out of here. Should you buy a house in Detroit now and flip it later? Sure, that you could do just because the market is so depressed that at some point in time, you would have to assume just because of a wide fuckery of reasons, the market might rise a little bit. But you put your faith in Trump. The same guy that didn't want to buy the Cowboys for $50 million in the 80s, an organization that's now worth almost $5 billion that if it actually hit the open market, probably sell for 10. Who said at the time, coming off of running the USFL into the fucking ground, that that was a terrible investment? This is the guy that you think knows what the hell he's doing with an economy. A guy who's lived a constant cycle of debt for 40 damn years. Who took money that he inherited from his dad and returned an average amount compared to the markets. I don't give a damn about politics. This is just business common sense. The guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And apparently you don't. If you're going to ask me a question about how well the economy's fucking doing, well, I'm sitting there going to work 70 damn hours a week. You're a moron. Rob Lewis, your thoughts on the Seth Rich conspiracy? Sure, maybe it seems a little coincidental that a DNC staffer is murdered at 4:30 in the morning, but who the fuck knows? The fucking Pizzagate fuckboy crazies want to sit there and believe in this crap. Go ahead, you morons. Who knows? Who cares? Like, who fucking cares? I couldn't imagine just sitting there and being obsessed with shit like this. Like, get paid, get laid, get a freaking life! Vols fan, thoughts on the Urban Meyer situation? How the hell is he not fired yet? Oh, I know why. Because he's at Ohio State. And you know what? That's fine. Fuck it. Cares anymore. Moving on. Saravel 2018. When asked what are your salary expectations or how much are you looking for, how do you answer them in an interview? Probably first you do your research to find out what the salary range for a position like that would be. Then look at that, compare it to your experience in that field and the position you're potentially applying for, and see where you feel like you fall in the spectrum. Then try to ask for 15 to 20% above that. Give yourself some wiggle room for negotiation. If, let's just say, for an example, you see the salary range for a position is 45 to 60, or let's say 45 to 85,000, because, you know, based off of a variety of factors, well, 40 to 70,000. Okay, let's go there. And you feel like, based off of your experience, you have like 5 years of experience, you probably feel like you fall in the 50 to 55 range, so somewhere in the middle. What's wrong with asking for 60 or 62 and stepping back to 55? Set the bar and come back if you need to. You set the bar at 50 or 55, and they come back at you with 42.5 or 44, then you've screwed yourself. It's the art of negotiation. Go in asking for a little bit more. Don't get crazy. Don't sit there and say, I've got 3 years of experience doing this. I think I should get that 70,000, because then they're just going to find somebody else that they could have paid 55. But maybe you start off with 60, and then you come back to 55, or depending on the job, maybe you're able to negotiate pay in other ways, additional benefits, additional vacation time, you know, better scheduling, things like that. That's maybe a different approach to take. And your thoughts on how the economy is doing, and is it better than Obama's time? You can sit there and credit Obama for certain things and talk about he saved an economy, but what exactly is the minimum viable standard there? Furthermore, all it did is not address anything that really truly mattered and just eventually kick the can down the road to the next big massive bubble that we will have, whether it's during Trump's presidency, first term or second term, or somebody else's. And we'll be right back in the same position because we don't learn shit. We don't do anything to change anything. We just sit there and whine, moan, and complain about it. Is it better than Obama's time? For me personally, no, but that doesn't have anything to do with, frankly, Obama or Trump. That's so many different market conditions and so many things that happen. So that's not the blame or credit to either one of those guys, frankly. And I think it's so stupid when you get questions about how Trump's doing so well for the fucking economy. What the hell do you know? He's not doing well for the economy. But to sit there and say Obama saved the economy, well, you really had nowhere else to go but up. And what exactly did he do? Oh my God, everybody's got jobs. And yet they're buried in student loan debt. They're buried in medical debt. They can barely afford the cost of living for where they are. And all these variety of things that we don't think of when we talk about economic success. That should be a major part of the discussion instead of just whether or not you've got a job. In a lot of cases, we don't even look at the salaries of those jobs and saying, hey, is it enough based off of experience and education and everything else? Ethan Fuller, do you like tacos? Yes. Especially that pink American muff. Yeah. Like those tacos a lot. Urgh! Nasty boy. Braden, any chance the 76ers make the NBA Finals this year? Celtics are the favorite in the East, sure, but they've got a chance, and we shouldn't be so quick to dismiss him. Keys 10. If he stayed healthy, would T-Mac have been an all-time great? I don't know if he'd been an all-time great, but we talk about him as a greater player than what we do. And thoughts on developing a Space Force. Isn't that what NASA is? Space Force. Sounds like a big space farce. Give me a fucking break. TSB Rick. Top 5 players left in the Eastern Conference. Oh, God damn it. You're going to ask me a question that requires me to think about a sport that is boring. It doesn't matter until you get to the finals. You got what? Greek Freak, Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard, probably maybe Embiid, and maybe like a Simmons. I don't know. There's probably players you could throw in there, and who cares? Just saying. Julian, ever randomly met one of your YouTube followers, bad or good? Not that many. A couple over the years. All good experiences. Nothing bad. Chris Joseph, who will get the starting quarterback jobs in Alabama and Georgia? Doesn't Tua have to be the guy in Alabama? And doesn't the kid that started all year for Georgia, doesn't he have to be the guy too? You think you went to a national title game and took Alabama to overtime, you would think that freshman quarterback, now a sophomore, would be the guy. I didn't even think that was a question here. Kieran Chase, Jeannie Buss, smash or pass? I haven't seen recent pictures of her, but based off of the past, the fact that she was a MILF, I've never fucked a white woman, absolutely smash. Absolutely. Now, I don't know what she looks like. Probably would still smash her. California EST 96. Do you have any plans on moving back to Iowa or maybe Chicago? Fuck to the hell to the no. I never say never, but no. If I was going to do anything in the near future, it would probably move the hell out of Richmond and potentially Virginia, but it most certainly would not be back to the Midwest. Hey, welcome back! Here's 4 months of crappy snow and crappy cold. I'm good. I've done the Midwest thing. I don't ever need to do it again. Nope. No, thank you. BJ, do you think Kevin Durant stays in Golden State long term or he goes elsewhere? I think eventually he'll go elsewhere. I think at some point in time, there'll be enough animus between him and Curry that he'll probably want to leave at some point and be the guy again. And Yakum Flavor, do you believe in ghosts? I absolutely do. I've had enough experiences over the years that I know there's more shit there. Not going to tell me otherwise. I've experienced enough to fully, truly believe in them. And that's it. Oh, cool. All right. Well, anyways, some of you are probably pissed off at my questions. Well, look at the context of the question you're asking and the person you're asking it to. And don't give me that dumb liberal shit. Those liberals are a bunch of fucking idiots too. Oh, let's go down the Bernie path and the bitches that he supports. And oh, because they're fucking morons too. Oh my God, Nancy. Don't even get me started. But yeah. Anyways, it's been real. Some of you it's been real fun. For me, not so much. I'm out of here.